This is Fiona from SchoolNet speaking, hosting this meeting. Our speaker today will be Phuti Ragophala, who's well known in many international and local education circles, and she's also a Microsoft MIE expert educator from Limpopo. But apart from that, Phuti, every time I go into Facebook, Phuti has earned more recognitions and awards, and I just can't keep up. She's an online MIE expert and VARKI, one of the top 50 global educators in the world with VARKI. And she changed her scenery of teaching and learning from traditional classroom to online teaching. She's an ambassador in various educational institutes, including Microsoft, VARKI, Kakuma Project in Kenya, Center for Public Service Innovation, South African Council of Educators, and African Federation of Teachers, Regulatory Authority. Oh boy, Phuti, you are just amazing. So Phuti is going to speak to us today about this amazing Chekhov app. We had a practice run this morning, and I was quite taken with this app. I really want to introduce it to one of my classes. So Phuti, over to you. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Fiona, and afternoon, colleagues. I'm going to share with you the ideas on how to use this Chekhov app to fight illiteracy by engaging children to write their stories using this app. You'll realize that Chekhov app is one of the oldest app by Microsoft, and to me, I found it very, 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 exciting when you use it in class. Hence, I'm still talking about it now, because these are some of the apps that put more life in class. So I'm going to share with you step by step on how to engage kids to write books, stories using this app. I'll try by all means to be a bit slower. Well, it's a free app from Microsoft where kids, even educators, can be engaged to write books online by using text, some illustrations, and the recording of voice. That's the most important part that I love, recording of voices, so that it allows even the blind learners to hear what the book is all about. And it can be read online. And of course, you can access it through your phone or your PC. And that's it. Now, here, this is how we start. Maybe where you are, you can still use your phone and get to litforlife.net/Chekhov and go step by step with me on how to write this book, so that at the end of the day, you know exactly what you are going to do when you are in class with kids. As I move step by step, please use your phone to move step by step with me. I'm telling you, it's a very, very simple. It's not a difficult thing to do. That's the link, the litforlife.net/Chekhov. Now, after that, if you go down, you'll find this slide where they say get started. And as you move down, you're going to find this slide where you are requested to register with your Microsoft email address. Then after registering, this is what will appear. With me, this is what I've done so far. If you haven't started, the page will be clean. But with me, because I've started, I can see 3 books. One is already in the store, is approved to be in the Microsoft Store, South Africa. The other 2 are still waiting for review. Yes. Now, let's go down and see what's happening. Now, to start writing, You are going to see some templates, different kinds of templates. You are going to choose the templates that you are comfortable with and start filling in some information. You start by entering the name of the story there. You add more information according to the instructions in the dialog box, the author's name. You describe the book in short, the keywords, and you choose the language. And you go down, you'll find a lot of countries, many countries where you want this book to be read. In my case, I selected all countries. Well, there is somewhere where they say except China, but most of the countries I've selected so that this book can benefit as much people as it can. And after that, you have an option to edit. You edit the words before you record them, edit the spelling, check the concepts as whether they are suitable for the kids that you are addressing in that writing project. And after that, you are to record what you've written. You start by recording the words before you record the page. Word by word, you click on a word by word recording until the whole book is finished. And after that, you're going to record the whole page. And after recording, you have a chance to preview your story. By previewing, you can play your recordings and listen to the pronunciations as whether words are correctly pronounced, as whether the vocab suits the age of learners that you want to address this to. And after that is then that you can publish. When you publish, it's either you choose to do a free publication where you don't expect any incentives after that. And of course, most of my books I have chosen just to publish it for free, to be in a group of people who are fighting this rate of illiteracy in our country. I didn't want any incentive after that. And this is what I'm teaching kids, that in most of the cases when you do these things, choose to do for people for free. Don't just expect some incentives even where it's not necessary. So this, up to here, this is where you will be able to publish your story. But there are certain things that you must take care of. The usage of images when you illustrate your story, isn't that the story must be accompanied by pictures so that it gives more meaning to kids. Colors, kids need colorful books and with a font that is more visible. But avoid using other people's materials, the images. Don't just go to Google and get a picture and no. It's not allowed. The best thing is to use your own genuine pictures. Use your own genuine pictures. Otherwise, when you publish it, it's going to be rejected to say these are some of the things that you copied from other people, and it's not allowed like that. So that the moment you publish it, the sooner it will be approved and people will be able to access it. Now, these are the 3 books. The 2 are still waiting for review, and the other one is already in the store, The African Animal, and it has been read by a lot of people. Now, if possible, here is one book that a grade 3 learner was engaged to write it. I'll request Fiona to play this book so that we can hear what's happening. Fiona? This app is one of those apps that really inspired children. The children that I'm working with here at home, they get so excited when they realize that they've written a book online and it's about to be published. I mean, we have this concept, this mind, this thinking of saying only academic people can write books and all those things. I mean, grade 3 learners, primary school kids can do it. It's no longer for the elderly people or academic people. Everyone through this Chekhov app can do it. And guess what? Children are just so excited. The very same book that we are going to read, the owner of this little book is in grade 3. She is always asking, when is my book going to be published? So meanwhile, she is collecting more stories so that immediately this one is published, she's engaged on writing more stories. The writing thing. We are grooming authors. We are grooming, researchers. We are grooming orators. We are grooming journalists. We are grooming, They live their future while they are still at an early age. They live their future career while they are still at a very early age in a primary school. If you want to be an author, here is an app. Use it. Put down your stories. And it's so exciting. Even the parents, they get so inspired that I've got an app in my cell phone that has the storybook of my child. I mean, those are some of the things that will put more life to parents, more life to children, more life to the community, and of course, in a way of fighting illiteracy. People must learn to read, must learn to fight towards equipping people with education. And of course, through technology tools, nothing is impossible.
Once upon a time, a lion was walking down the path. As a net trap went down him, he started to cry for help. The animals heard him crying. Me. Help! Help! So the animals came. First the jackal. The lion said, please help me. The jackal said, no, you will eat me. I won't help you. Then came the giraffe. The lion said, please help me with your long neck. You can be able to get me out of here. The giraffe said, no. Then came Zebra, and the lion asked for his help. And Zebra said, no, you will eat me, and I'll never help you. The end.
But that was so interesting. You mentioned that you've got one book approved in the Microsoft Store. So is that book now for sale?
It's free. It's a free app.
What? A free one? Okay, okay. How would you go about selling these?
You just get inside the Microsoft Store and search for African Animals by Phuti Ragophala. Then you'll get it for free.
Okay.
And you upload it.
But how could it? Okay, yeah. But now if you wanted to sell something, how would you go about that?
I haven't tried to sell it.
Okay.
All along, I've been writing for free.
Okay. Yeah, very good, very good. And Phuti, you have to use this app online, right?
Yeah.
It's an online app, yeah.
There's no way you can do it without being online. You have to be online first and start working.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did you hear about this app?
Yes, through the conferences that we attend in Barcelona, in Dubai. They've been talking about it, and ever since then I started to use it, and I found it very interesting.
Okay, I like it very much. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to ask a question using the microphone? I don't hear any questions coming up. So, Phuti, thank you so much. This presentation and your presentation and the video will be placed onto the SchoolNet blog in a blog post. And often often we find that a lot of people listen after the webinar because they couldn't make it to the webinar. They listen after the webinar. But I'm really grateful to you, Phuti.
Okay.
I'm going to do it after this meeting. I'm going to do it straight away. So, Phuti, tell me, what's your next big visit somewhere for one of your awards?
My next visit will be at Mumbai. I'm invited by what? Some juries and the councils to attend the 6th
in India.
In Mumbai, to go and receive a leadership award. But at the same time, to present on educational matters based on the work that I'm doing.
Oh, that's wonderful. So how long will you be away?
It will be 6 days there.
Okay, very good. And I saw Harvard had also invited you somewhere to Ghana. Is that right?
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Good.
Well, I think, Phuti, thank you very much. I think I'll close the meeting now because thank you very, very much for giving up your time and coming and sharing on this Chekhov app.
You are welcome.
You've inspired me to use it with one or two of my classes. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much for attending this meeting.